Sugerir, sugerir lo contrario. Sugerir lo contrario. Men, sugerir lo contrario. This is a great phrase that uses the verb sugerir. And then it's used when you want to say to suggest the opposite. Sometimes actions suggest the opposite, and this is a great phrase to use in those situations because for example, someone is saying, I'm this, I'm that, I'm doing this and that, but the actions say otherwise. This is the phrase. This is the phrase. Of course, you need to know the conjugation of the verb sugerir, which is irregular. But let's look at some examples using this sentence. By the way, contrario means opposite. Opposite. Contrario. Contrario. Opposite. Okay. Lo is a noun. And it means a pronoun, sorry. And it means it, him, you, very formal, you. And also it can refer to stuff and things or what when saying lo que. It's a very versatile pronoun, but it's a good one to know for sure. But yeah. Lo contrario, when you say the phrase lo contrario, that means the opposite, okay? Technically. So sugerir means to suggest. Now, let's look at some examples using this phrase. Tus acciones sugieren lo contrario de tus palabras. Tus acciones sugieren lo contrario de tus palabras. This means your actions suggest the opposite of your words. So you're doing like it doesn't make sense. You're saying something, but you do something else, the opposite. So that cannot be good. That cannot be good. Oh my God, I'm doing this again. Okay. Now let's break this down. Let's see how the phrase we're learning works in this sentence. Tus means your, okay? And it's plural. It's a plural your because we have a plural noun. Acciones means actions, and it's plural. Las acciones, by the way, this is a feminine noun. Tus acciones means your actions. Sugieren, we have the phrase we're learning right here. Sugieren lo contrario. Okay? And that means suggest the opposite. De, of, tus, your, plural, again, similar to this one over here. It's the same one. And why? Because we have a plural noun. Palabras. Palabras means words. Okay? Tus acciones sugieren lo contrario de tus palabras. Your actions suggest the opposite of your words. Yeah. This is a great example. Great example. Okay. Now let's look at the next example using this phrase. Okay. Los datos sugieren lo contrario. Los datos sugieren lo contrario. So we're just placing a noun before the phrase. Los datos. Los datos. And then the phrase. Of course, sugerir is conjugated, just like it is over here. right here. Sugerir. That's sugerir, conjugated. And this one is the same. Sugieren. Sugieren. Okay? And it's conjugated for, technically, it's for they. Okay? Ellos. And why? Because this is plural noun, and that's technically you're saying, those things. But essentially you're saying ellos sugieren. I know it's a bit confusing, but that's the thing in Spanish. That's the thing. Ellos sugieren, ellas sugieren, los datos sugieren. So, yeah. Yeah, we're talking about conjugation right here. It can be tricky for sure. So the meaning of this is the data suggests the opposite. Los datos, this is a very interesting thing. Los datos, that's plural. In English, you have the data. Data in Spanish can also be la información, pretty much the information, very similar. It's similar to saying that, la información, but a common thing, a common translation is los datos. Los datos means the data. Datos is plural. Los datos, the data. Sugieren, we have the whole phrase we're learning. Suggests the opposite. Sugieren lo contrario. Suggests the opposite. Okay, so we have the same conjugation for this, sugieren and sugieren. If you have something plural, a plural noun, it's very, very likely that you will use sugieren. Okay. Las personas sugieren lo contrario. Tus acciones sugieren lo contrario. Los datos sugieren lo contrario. Okay? Ellos sugieren lo contrario. They suggest the opposite. If you have one, like a singular noun, you would just remove the letter N. Okay? Let me see if I can add a singular noun. We can just use something simple. Let's just put ella. Ella sugiere lo contrario. Okay? Something simple. Ella sugiere lo contrario. She suggests the opposite. Okay, technically that's what you're saying. But when talking about plural nouns, you can you can use sugieren. By the way, ella is not a noun. I'm sorry. Ella is a pronoun. But you know what I mean. These can be replaced with singular nouns or even pronouns, or yeah, pretty much just nouns and pronouns. Now, let me see. I'm trying to find a singular noun that makes sense here. El informe. El informe. El informe means the report, okay? Sugiere lo contrario. You can say de lo que tú. One sec. I don't know why my. Okay. Tú dices. That's another example. El informe sugiere lo contrario de lo que tú dices. And that means the report suggests the opposite of what you are saying. Okay, so really quickly, I'll break this down for you. El informe means the report, and that's a singular noun. Sugiere lo contrario. We have a different conjugation here, and that means suggests the opposite, okay? Very common to say de after saying this phrase if you want to add more to the sentence, and that means of. Lo is a pronoun, but when you say lo que, that means what. That's a common thing. Lo que me gusta, what I like. Lo que quiero, what I want. And yeah, just keep that in mind. This is a very good little phrase. Lo que means what. Tú, you, dices. Tú dices is similar to saying you are saying. Obviously, the literal translation is tú estás diciendo. You can use it as well, but tú dices is like a short form to pretty much say you're saying. Okay, so keep that in mind. Excellent.